You did a great job there. We're not home anymore, so we'd all better act like you did. Smoothly. It's not like there's many of us humans left now. So I hope someday we will be able to trust others just because. Because they are people too. Am I bothering you? Sorry, I'm in a philosophical mood today. Stay here for a bit, Artyom. This is great. I wish I could stay like this forever. Artyom, when you climbed those ruins back in Moscow, with your radio, did you imagine our life on the surface at all? A home, for one. A place where we could live. A log cabin on the outskirts of a forest. Or how about a bungalow on an ocean shore? Well, you know, there's something great in simply going anywhere like this. Together. Through the abandoned stations, the ruins, the wasteland. Especially in our own private compartment. Thinking back, isn't this our honeymoon trip? It certainly feels like one, even though it's a bit late. We've only had some honeymoon sorties at best so far. You know, I had a talk with Katya. I'm sitting here recalling that bridge and those people there, and we've been sitting underground for 20 years. And they haven't. So what? These are not the same people who used to build cities, planes, and space rockets. They are just like us in Metro, only even more dejected. They are essentially slaves. For real. They work all day and pray all night. Always watched, always directed. Everything is under control. Everything is decided by the community. Well, I mean, Silantius. They don't even have any property. Even their socks belong to the community. They're just entranced with him, with these ridiculous lies about electricity. Of course, not everyone got fooled easily, but if they dare ask questions, they get penance. Exorcising an electric demon with prayer and the cross. But that's a death sentence. How is a flashlight dangerous? Or a radio? But no, they shun it all. They hide and keep praying. How can you even make people believe this ridiculous garbage within just a few years? People in general start believing lies surprisingly easily, don't they? As long as those lies are convenient or at least familiar. Take us, in Metro. All right, we haven't met the occupying forces yet. If we disregard that shirt I found on an antenna... Katya and Crest, never met them either. But maybe they are still out there somewhere. And if they are, then they didn't even tell us about them back home. They didn't tell us that the war was still on. They just made us believe that there's no life anywhere outside of Metro. They've been lying to us. Lying non-stop. All this time. Were their intentions good? Perhaps. But the Metro is a castle built on lies. Damn, am I angry. And so far, no matter how far we get, we haven't met a single enemy. Isn't that strange? But Father won't have a word of it. Stay vigilant, be careful, the enemy never sleeps. You know, I love my father. A whole lot, no matter what. But what if everything he's been told is just another layer of lies? I hope we'll find out how deep this rabbit hole is once we get to Yamantau. Well, what do you know? I do feel better now, after telling you. Thanks for hearing me out, Artyom. Let's just sit here a little. All right, run along. Dad wanted something.
Uncle Talkative has already set his shop up. Wanna go look? It's so cool. Here, Uncle Artyom.
See my new place? Fit for a king, I must say. And what do you think of this workbench, eh? Everything is within reach, yet there's so much space left. Most of the stuff you and the guys found outside and gave to me went into making this workshop happen. So thank you. We'll have to keep pitching in like this too. Looks like we're facing a long journey, and useful things like ammo or equipment don't grow on trees. Plus, the further from Moscow we get, the harder they'll probably be to get. So don't forget to collect all the materials you find to keep us going. There's so many things to do. I haven't decided where I'm going to work on the suits, but I'll have to, and soon. And it's high time we fixed our uniforms. Some of our people are starting to look pretty ragged, you know. Well, Duke's plate carrier won't hold the back plate anymore, and he jokes that he's lucky it's not the front one, or else his toes would be in danger. Regardless, I am turning this little gang back into a real army. Well, that's it. I bragged enough and won't waste any more of your time. The Colonel summoned you. Well, I have stuff to do too. You guys are fast to break gear, but none too expedient to fix it.
Uncle Talkative! Uncle Talkative!
What would you like to ask, Nastya?
Uncle Talkative, do you have a sewing machine?
No, I don't.
But how are you going to fix the suits then?
Well, like everyone else, I take a thread and a needle, and I use a sail stitch.
Whoa, cool! Can you teach me?
I sure can, but later. I've got work to do.
Will you let me fix Sam's rifle strap?
Sure thing. Oh, not under supervision. Sam is so strict, you know.
Hola! And Uncle Sam is strict
There's
That's good.
step in the background. Press the PS button and then go to close application or close application. You can do
Oh, this is one mean smoke. Damn, this is rough.
Yeah.
Well, nothing we couldn't take.
Over some of the Xbox.
Oh. Well, you are the right kind of guys. You, the Colonel, Duke, that guy did a swell job on that bridge. And now he's bragging about it like a child. He is a child, really, no, a child. But he's good. So, yeah, what did I want to say? Yes. Thank you. You people accepted me, and I'm a simple guy. I will pay that debt back, okay? So, how do you like it out here after your tunnels? Freedom, huh? Sure thing. So much space. It feels too empty to me, though. Just reeds and ruins and those damn mutants. Hate them. Phew. No, you guys are gonna see the government. So, bratuха, don't be mad, but just tell me, what the hell do you even need them for? Now, of course, it might be interesting to take a look, but throughout all of my rambling, I only met two kinds of ex-government people. Dead ones and gang leaders. And let me tell you, the latter are much worse than your typical bandit. They just have to make a speech before doing something awful. So what I mean, I didn't really care about the government even before the war, much less now, when everything's long since gone to shit. So what for, really? I'm a simple man, Artyomich. I told I'm with you, that means I'm with you for the long haul. But I'd much rather find a nice place to live at than go see the government. Of course, they could give us luxury bunkers or something. Well, Artyom, you seem cold. Go get warmed up a bit, I'll smoke some more. There's stuff to think about. Or just stay. We have enough space now.
Now we'll do this.
I see.
Yes, yes. And now, this way.
Got that.
Don't rush it here.
I see.
You have got to be careful here. See?
Yes.
Artyom, come on in and have a seat. Stepan's putting on a live performance here.
So, Artyom, are you up for a jam? Come on, pick the guitar up. Well, the maestro is about to impress you.
Thank you, Stepan.
I'm sorry to ask, Katya, but Nastya's father, he's dead, isn't he? Does Nastya know?
He is. I tried keeping it a secret. Told her he left for the market. Around 3 days passed, and I still kept it in. I just sat there with a needle in my hand and didn't see anything. It was all black before my eyes. And then she snuggles up to me and says, "You should cry, Ma. You will feel better." Sienna used to say it. So I cried and cried. She knows. She knows it all.
I'm sorry, Katya. I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you how we ended up at the bridge. We used to live in northeast from here. Quite close if you go in a straight line. But it took us a month. Everything's bombed to rubble out there. Yermak asked me and I told him. Cindy used to say there were lots of military factories out there. Not just military, of course. General industry. And now you can't pass through there even with filters. The radiation is so high. No railway either, just crater upon crater. We were quite far, but our counter still went crazy. One route appeared intact. There was nothing to bomb. So we used that one, thinking we'd get further to the west, but of course they did not let us cross the bridge with the diesel. They said it was satanic. They were ready to let us stay if we gave them the diesel to cleanse it. So we stayed. And then we couldn't leave, even if we wanted. That old goat, Father Silentius, brainwashed everyone, so they would just pray and bow non-stop. They broke our diesel down with their bare hands and threw it into the river. Purification. And on top of it, they gave us trouble for not helping them. Xenia went to check what was going on, and there were only locals there, because Silentius at the Skatina had sent our people away to test them. He said that if they wanted to be truly accepted, they had to defeat a demon. Xenia went to stop them. But it was too late. He only found burnt rags. And then they sent him to do the same. He never came back.
Katja, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, you really didn't. What's done is done. It kind of got so glum in here. Perhaps you, Stepan, could play us something.
Sure thing!
Somebody made an Apex Legends rap.
Thank you.
We left Volga behind. The endless expanses of Russia stretched before us now. The bridge dwellers had finally decided to believe that we were not demons. and let us pass. Anna was right. We invaded their world, and it's not up to us to destroy it. No matter how stupid it may seem. Electricity is a sin. Is that really worse than the lies we were told in the metro? About how the whole world was dead and there was nowhere to go? Everybody in the tunnels bought that convenient lie. Once we reach Yamantau, we will at least...
Oh, but under supervision. Sam is so strict, you know.
Hurrah! And Uncle Sam isn't strict at all. He's kind.
A smoke break. That's good.
Now we do this.
I see.
Artyom, come on in, have a seat. Stepan's putting on a live performance here.
So, Artyom, are you up for a jam? Come on, pick the guitar up.
Stop it already!
Well, Artyom, the colonel's waiting for you on the bridge.
So, what's up with your plate carrier? Tokarev was mad.
It's a long story. Come on, out with you. Well, there I am, sitting on a beam, looking at Artyom milling about below.
Oh, you are so full of it. Artyom did most of the work.
That he did, yeah, he did. But you don't have to interrupt my lies. You asked me about the Vest yourselves. All right, go on. So I see Artyom get to the door, and I think it's time I came down. So I do. But something just holds on to me. What does? How should I know? It's dark, nobody around. But I can't move. And those locals kept going on about Tsar something. So I thought I was in a kind of a bind. So? So I just unfastened the safety and let down. There was that shed down there. The roof was kind of close.
And what about the Tsar?
Oh, blue, the Tsar was huge, scary as shit. And there was this rusty bolt, and my carrier got snagged on it.
Well, you, Duke, are lucky you already have a nickname.
That's hilarious. And what was next?
Oh, next. Next we jumped that old preacher of theirs. Well, Artyom did most of it. He swooped in like a hawk. Yeah, he's good. While I was clamoring about those beams and fighting the Tsar. Oh, I'm killing myself. Well, he basically solved the whole problem.
True that. Good job, Artyom.
Yeah, you both did well. Crest also.
Sure, he did a swell job distracting those guards. I almost wet my pants with laughter when they started hauling that timber. He's an artist.
Yeah, he's a great guy. You all came out on top of the game.
And that calls for what?
A drink.
You nailed it. You truly are one of us now, Sam. Will you be joining us?
Nah, not now. I'll have some at dinner. Well, you'll have to catch up then.
Sure thing. Anyways, we will just have a little as a warm-up now. Great!
That's some good stuff.
Hey guys, there's something I've been thinking about. What does everyone expect of this trip?
Personally, I want to come back and tell Sveta of my adventures, so that she'd look at me with her huge gray eyes without blinking and keep saying, "You're such a hero, darling."
So you're expecting heroics and scars. That works.
And why did you come?
Well, my heart is aching for true romance. But in the Metro, all women want a solid relationship, a reliable husband, a real provider. Enough of that smug smile. It's unbearable. Not that I've had much better luck here so far. As soon as Katya came aboard, Stepan started cooing around her like a peacock.
You should be happy. Katya is a tough girl. You'd be under her thumb in no time.
That is unlikely. I'm not the kind of man to upstage his friend in a contest for a lady. Especially when that friend promises to break my arm. I'll catch my stroke of luck soon enough. There in Yamantau, women from all over the country have already gathered, waiting for yours truly. How about you, Demir? What made you go?
Well, at first I just went along with you guys, the Colonel. But even then I thought, this is my chance to make my dream come true. A chance to see Kazakhstan, my people. But first, we must come back to Moscow, because it isn't fair. People must know that they've put up with enough. They are free. They can live outside now. What do you think about that, idiot?
I'm with you, Demir. Yet, freedom is not so simple. There was this freedom fighter, Che Guevara. He died under 40. Comrade Mao, whose book you've been perusing on the other hand, was a strict ruler but lived a long life.
Well, we should have expected that from you. Weird thing, though, is that you are called idiot.
I know. It's by his own choice. Because he's so fond of Chekhov.
Chekhov too, of course. But it's Dostoevsky for the most part, Sam, my friend.
Sure, I read the book too. It's just that I mix them up a lot. Chekhov wrote about that son of Austerlitz, a wounded officer. Powerful imagery.
You are just killing me. How about you, Uncle Sam? Got dreams?
You know, I just want to ride my board again. Spark a joint up on a beach. Catch that wave. Deep inside, under a grizzled metro dweller, there's still a relaxed Californian inside me.
Ah, get out of here!
So you know, before Dad talked me into joining the Corps, I used to wear my hair long. He told me they'd make a decent citizen out of the total disappointment that I was, and sent me to college once I was discharged. I joined, and they sent me to the Middle East.
Wow, so do you hope your guys would pick you up? I don't see them around.
Yeah, I don't hold my breath for my guys. Once this mission's over, I'll submit my discharge papers. I'll reach the ocean, and there, find a ship maybe?
Oh yeah, just imagine it. You arrive on that ship, and they go like...
Ah, the Russians are coming!
You are one of us now. You don't really need to go anywhere.
At least don't put your Ushanka on. They will sink you on sight.
I won't. Though I will take my balalaika with me.
Well... Who has any expectations for our reception at Yamantau?
Well, your expectations, Alyosha, are quite obvious, huh? Scantily clad junior officer ladies unrolling the red carpet.
Yeah, I'm a simple guy. How about you guys?
Well, I hope they will answer a few questions. For example, if there is not a single American within hundreds of miles from Moscow, save for our friend Samuel here, why stay underground?
I'd put it a bit differently. Did you, dearest High Command gentlemen, know that we in Moscow had to spend 20 years underground?
Oh, by all means, you can ask those while I'm enjoying my briefing with the junior officer ladies, huh?
I don't know. I'm in the mood for a road trip.
Oh, we got ourselves a true traveler here.
Yeah, we will have to live and see.
You are right.
Let me pass, please, Artyom.
This way?
Yes.
Oh, Artyomich, another smoke break. Good. Well, you are the right kind of guys. You, the Colonel, Duke, that guy did a swell job on that bridge. And now he's bragging about it like a child. He's a child, really, no, a child. But he's good. So, yeah, what did I want to say? Yes. Thank you. You people accepted me, and I'm a simple guy. I will pay that debt back, okay? So, how do you like it out here after your tunnels? Freedom, huh? Sure thing. So much space. It feels too empty to me, though. Just reeds and ruins and those damn mutants. Hate them. Phew. No, you guys are gonna see the Gatucha. Don't be mad, but just tell what the hell do you even need them for? Well, of course, it might be interesting to take a look, but throughout all of my rambling, I only met two kinds of ex-government people. Dead ones and gang leaders. And let me tell you, the latter are much worse than your typical bandit. They just have to make a speech before doing something awful. So what I mean, I didn't really care about the government even before the war, much less now, when everything is long since gone to shit. So what for, really? I'm a simple man, Artyomich. I told I'm with you, that means I'm with you for the long haul. But I'd much rather find a nice place to live at than go see the government. Of course, they could give us luxury bunkers or something. Well, Artyom, you seem cold. Go get warmed up a bit, I'll smoke some more. Have stuff to think about. Or just stay. We have enough space now.
beautiful here. See?
Yes.
Well, the maestro is about to impress you.
Thank you, Stepan.
I'm sorry to ask, Katya, but Nastya's father, he's dead, isn't he? Does Nastya know?
He is. I tried keeping it a secret. Told her he left for the market. Around 3 days passed, and I still kept it in. I just sat there with a needle in my hand and didn't see anything. It was all black before my eyes. And then she snuggles up to me and says, "You should cry, Ma. You will feel better." Sini used to say it. So I cried and cried. She knows. She knows it all.
I'm sorry, Katya. I'm so sorry.
Let me tell you how we ended up at the bridge. We used to live in northeast from here. Quite close if you go in a straight line. But it took us a month. Everything's bombed to rubble out there. Yermak asked me and I told him. Sini used to say there were lots of military factories out there. Not just military, of course. General industry. And now you can't pass through there even with filters. The radiation is so high. No railway either. Just we were quite far, but our counters still went crazy. One route appeared intact. There was nothing to bomb. So we used that one, thinking we'd get further to the west, but of course they did not let us cross the bridge with the diesel. They said it was satanic. They were ready to let us stay if we gave them the diesel to cleanse it. So we stayed. And then we couldn't leave, even if we wanted. That old goat, Father Silentius, brainwashed everyone, so they would just pray and bow non-stop. They broke our diesel down with their bare hands and threw it into the river. Purification. And on top of it, they gave us trouble for not helping them. Xenia went to check what was going on, and there were only locals there, because Silentius at the Skatina had sent our people away to test them. He said that if they wanted to be truly accepted, they had to defeat a demon. Xenia went to stop them. But it was too late. He only found burnt rags. And then they sent him to do the same. He never came back.
Katya, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Well, you really didn't. What's done is done. It kind of got so glum in here. Perhaps you, Stepan, could play us something.
Sure thing.
Thank you, Stepan. You play so well.
Well, hello, my brother in arms. Need a warm-up, huh? Well, by all means, be my guest. I've been thinking here, how did Silantias manage to fool his people so quickly and so thoroughly? Charisma? Animal magnetism? Something in that fate of his? It is a well-known phenomenon, actually. As soon as heart turns hit, people's ability to think rationally shuts down. When there's danger, or lack of food, an animal wakes up inside any Homo sapien. That animal, usually safely dormant, rears its head again. And what does an animal need? Not much. A pack, a leader, some food, and an enemy. The animal does not respect complex categories. It prefers a simple, black and white world with no shades of gray. This fact, by the way, was always appreciated by the powers that be. As soon as democracy seems to be leaning in a way that they don't like, bam, they start a war. Or go witch hunting. If you make people feel threatened, they immediately go looking for a strong leader. They're even ready to eat less, only to alleviate the threat. You think Silantias, had he not introduced that fate of his, would have stayed in power for how long? Of course not. Power needs ideology or religion. They are essentially the same thing. And usually, people don't even want to figure things out. They just want to get rid of anxiety, born from the complete and utter purposelessness of their existence. They also want an easily understandable goal, which they could single-mindedly pursue all their lives so that their minds of thoughts getting better. Tired already? Try doing it for a day. All right, give me the shovel and watch it slide.
thanks to Tokarev, he got the decoder working.
Ark, come in. Come in, Ark. Over. This is Ark. Identify yourself. Over. This is Colonel Tabletop beyond the top speaking. As Commander in Special Operations Force, we have received your signals and are currently heading your way. New copy. Over. Yes. Hear you loud and clear. Who am I talking to? How do I address you? The Deputy Chief of Communications Department, Major Ivanov. A moment. Oh, yes, Major. I understand that the checkup is in order. Great, Colonel. Melnikov? Simply capable. I am sorry for the lack of trust, but, as you know, the situation is dire and the enemy is always ready to strike. I do understand, Major, and I hope that you can tell the leadership that my people are true to their duty and will be at their full disposal as soon as we arrive. Over. Thank you for the great news. How large is your force, Colonel? I have a squad of the best operatives the Special Forces have to offer. A squad? I see. Well, this is great. Great! Yes, we aren't a large force, but we bring a message of extreme importance. We are heading towards you from Sector K6 Alpha. If you have any data on enemy forces, we might encounter on the way. Over. In just a moment, I have to check. K6. Alpha, you say... as far as I can see, there have been no enemy encounters reported in the area, Colonel. I regret. I must end our conversation here, but know that we are waiting for your arrival. I am making my report immediately, and I am sure the Minister of Defense will be eager to see you. This is a great honor. Thank you. Just a few words more, though. What is the general situation there, Major? Please. Colonel, sir, you do understand this is classified information. But I do understand you. We are doing fine. Do not worry. Well, see you in the Ark. Over and out. I serve the people. Over and out.
So, do you get this now, you doubting Thomas? I'm so excited my hands are still shaking. The Minister himself. This is incredible. By the way, Artyom, you should take a look at the map. As you can see, we're heading almost straight for the Yamantau complex. Katya and Chris tell me that the line there is in decent condition. Surprising, really, taking into account the number of priority targets there. So we can hope for smooth sailing from here, and right to the very destination. It's not even that far, but our speed depends on the state of the track. So I think it's going to take us quite some time to get there. So, Yermak, where were we?
You were saying, it's all about results.
Ah, yes. These soft-bellied attitudes must stop. The ends, too, justify the means.
Well, I don't object. But not all ends can be called just.
Exactly. And this is why I have been waiting for a chance like this for ages. And now everything seems to be coming together. It's the government. Don't you understand?
Oh, but of course.
You don't seem to quite grasp the importance, which is unexpected, especially after the news you just heard.
Yes. Well, say there is a government. So what? We spent so many years apart, so why worry now?
Ah, but don't you see? They probably knew nothing about us. With the sheer power of enemy strikes directed at Moscow, they never expected so many of us to survive. And now we get to tell them Moscow still lives, And not only that, it also preserved a functioning civilization. Do you get that? All these years, we were fighting a losing battle for mere survival. And now we have a new goal.
And what would that goal be?
You don't get this, do you? The command center should have all of the command and control networks. All the intelligence. They should know where all the nukes hit. Have complete fallout maps. They have everything. Information rules the world. And Metro is chock full of people. Put two and two together, we could repopulate the country. Of course, not at once. First, we might have to take the country back. But we'll be doing this under the direction of a real government. People with all the necessary skills. And in the end, we will break out of the underground dead end we are in.
It would be nice, sure. By the way, I meant to ask for some time now. How did you learn about the Yamantau bunker, Colonel?
Oh, the information about the ARC project I have is beyond a doubt. I'm saying this as a GRU officer. I have colleagues working there, preparing evacuation plans. So I've been briefed into it officially.
So, now we just have to get there. And we will. We will. The journey won't be easy, though.
We were never looking for an easy way.
Yes. I've been thinking about that for a long time. The Central Industrial District, a priority target. Katya did confirm my suspicions. The tracks might have survived partially, but the state they're in now is most likely terrible. I think we'll have to fix sections of the track.
I think our people can handle it. Besides, I'm sure there will be sidetracks.
What do you think could have happened in the relatively intact territories in the meantime?
That's a good question. Well, we are going to learn it pretty soon.
Yes. Yes, that we will.
Well, let us talk business for a change. Namely, the engine status.
All right.
Is the pump in order now?
Yes, we have fixed it.
How much time will it take from now?
Around 3 hours if we don't have to clean the filters.
Do we have any spares, just in case?
We do, but not the whole set. Just the rough one.
A shame. Have we got oil, at least?
Oh, sure. We have enough to get to Vladivostok if need be.
Well, I doubt we'd have to go that far. But at least something is in abundance. The pipes?
As I have told you already, it's high time for an overhaul. Chris and I did our best removing the line buildup, but...
Well, we just can't afford that. Are you finished with all the checks?
Looks like it. But let's have another go, just in case.
Yes, that can't hurt. How much time will it take to refill the water tank from now on?
Around 3 hours if we don't have to...
We are approaching the Yamantau bunker, the final destination of our long journey. Direct radio contact with the bunker has completely dissolved Miller's resentment towards me for destroying our previous lives. He is eagerly anticipating the meeting with the Minister of Defense he was promised. Probably such things are important for a career officer. The people, though, are less interested. They are asking important questions. Where are the occupying forces? Why is there just wilderness and people gone wild around? What's stopping the government from restoring the country? What was being done in the last 20 years? Miller believes that we'll get all the answers. He will be pardoned, as well as Anna and I. And we will all return home to the Metro.
What's going on ahead? Over.
Everything's abundant for the truck. Over.
Roger that. Don't go too fast, and watch out for radiation. Over.
Roger that.
I still can't believe this. We're there. You get this. We're finally there. This has been our goal, not for weeks or months, but for 20 years. My whole life. And it was not spent in vain. Now I know it for a fact.
Mama, look. Are we going to live here now?
I don't know. Why?
I don't like this place. It's creepy.
Don't say that.
Comrade Colonel, it's getting really hot out here.
Everyone, masks on. Passengers, get inside and put on tight.
Yes, of course. Come on, Master.
Change of plans. We're taking the rail car from here. Wait for Artyom and me.
Roger that.
How about me? You've been dreaming to get here for so long, and are now leaving me behind? Am I your daughter or not?
All right, come with us. We'll never hear the end of it.
A wise decision.
You're not going to stop the engine. Take the Aurora back to the safe zone and sit tight there.
We do this right now.
You're in charge while I'm away. Sir, yes, sir. Great. Let's go. This place. Worse than Moscow. Yeah, looks like it. See that crater? Wonder what the yield was on that one. To me. The other guys used to have 500 loads too. Believe it, 100 seems to have done okay.
Colonel, get back here. We're in the safe zone. Radiation nominal. Waiting for your return. Over.
Look at all those cars. Artyom was right. People were coming here from all over the country.
Yes, they were. Nobody came from Moscow, though. Until now.
So much time wasted.
We'll make up for that now. Well, we're almost there.
This is a bad place. Now, we shouldn't have come here. Really?
Okay, so where's my welcoming Canadian red carpet? I don't get this.
Oh, see? Nobody home. How about we go back, huh? Hey,
Look!
Identify yourself.
Colonel Miller, here to report to the Minister of Defense.
And where are your people, Colonel? It's dangerous outside. Contact them and tell them to take the train into the main airlock for decontamination. Welcome to the Ark, Colonel. Proceed through the tunnel and take the elevator. You'll be met inside.
Why would they need any of that? A nuclear warhead couldn't take it out.
Could you at least prepare a speech? Reporting to the minister is no joke.
Get off my case. I pulled an all-nighter.
Don't you feel like you should say something to Artyom now?
Yes. You were right, Artyom. And I was wrong. Thanks for not giving up.
Hey guys.
Here goes nothing.
So, welcome to the stream. I didn't get to say it because I was in the chat. And, so if you noticed, part 8, I made it to the end of Volga. Duke died, and I didn't have all the collectibles that I have now. See, I have all the ones from Volga now. I mean, I had them before as well, but now I got the postcards as well. And then diary, so I went back, I replayed the Moscow level. I got all the diary entries for Moscow, and then I got all the postcards as well for both Moscow and Volga. And then I made sure, you know, that Duke survived my second playthrough. So yeah, I did have to go back, and I spent, oh man, spent like 10 hours just trying to get to where I wanted to be at the end of the Volga chapter. Because I replayed Volga, you know, I had to go through every nook and cranny, find all the gun attachments again, find all the suit upgrades. I didn't have them all last time. I missed one, I believe, which was like the battery extender for your flashlight or whatever. So I went back, I got everything. I'm not sure exactly how long that took, but I did spend all day yesterday doing that playthrough, getting everything in Volga, making sure to melee all the enemies and not kill people, so that way Duke could live. And then at the end of that, I saw that I still didn't have all the collectibles and the postcards and all that, so I went ahead and I redid the Moscow and Volga chapter. But it was such a pain in the ass, because the first time got all the postcards, I got all the diary entries, and I thought that it was saved to some sort of system or, game data file. And after I did that, I went and reloaded a backup that I had. Because on that playthrough, obviously, I didn't go ahead and find all the gun attachments and all that. So I was like, okay, so I got all the postcards and diary, entries. I'm just gonna reload this save file, the one where Duke survives, right where I found everything. That completely overwrote all my postcard and diary entry progress that I made. So then I went ahead and I did it again. Each time I replay the Volga chapter, it's like 2 hours. So, so on top of beating the Volga chapter again, so that Duke survives and refinding everything. Top of that, I wasted 2 hours. And because I reloaded that save file and overwrote everything. And then I did it again after that. But the thing was, I went to the end of the Volga chapter, going into the spring part of the game. So it overwrote my past data, all my gun attachments, all that stuff was overwritten by my playthrough where I was just finding the postcards and the diary entries. Where I didn't do anything. I only did postcards, diary entries, and then I went to the end of the chapter and it saved, and I didn't have all my gun attachments. I didn't have any of that stuff. I didn't have all my suit upgrades. So I was like, fuck, I just wasted 2 hours. So I went ahead and I did it again. I reloaded the file where I had, all the suit upgrades, and I saved Duke. And I had to do one more playthrough through Volga and Moscow, just finding the diary upgrades and the postcards. I saved it after I found the last collectible for Volga. I quit the game, and then I just went ahead and reloaded the spring file where I had Duke saved and I had all my armor upgrades. It was really confusing. I mean, really, 4A game should have made a better sort of understanding of that. They should have let you know that every time you beat a level, it saves your progress as the standard progress for whenever you reload that chapter. Every time you beat a level, it saves your progress. So that time that I beat the Volga chapter with Duke and all my armor upgrades, it saved it, right? So whenever I would start any level thereafter, I would have everything that I had in the Volga chapter. I would have all my suit upgrades, all my weapon attachments. But since I went and I beat the Volga chapter again without finding any of that stuff, it overwrote that file. So if I try to continue from then on, after that, I wouldn't have any of my stuff from my previous playthrough. It's just really a pain in the ass. They should let you know, like, hey, your past chapter select data will be overwritten. Are you sure you want to do this or whatever? It should let you know. And thank God I saved my data to the cloud, to the PlayStation cloud. Where I had Duke saved and all my suit upgrade and all my weapon attachments, because I think that's like the most important thing. The collectibles, I could just always go back and do that, and I know where they are, and that's all good. But having to go through that again, finding all the weapon attachments, all the suit upgrades, I guess it's like the same thing, really. You can just follow a guide and just redo it again, but yeah, so that's That's why it took so long. I wasted like all day yesterday just doing that, figuring out how the game works, because I tried looking online. I tried asking, hey, do you know how does getting collectibles work? How does playing old chapters and chapter select work? What does it overwrite? Do I just get the collectibles and then quit? Which don't do that. Don't just get the collectibles and quit. I mean, you could. I believe you can, but I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure if it makes that progress automatically part of your overall game data. Because collectibles, they save automatically. So you can always go back and replay a chapter, not have to worry about finding already found collectibles. But if I find a because what was it, the first? Yeah, I forget, but I wasn't sure if it saved. Oh yeah, that was when yeah, because that's when I thought it was part of the game data, where I found the collectibles, and then I saved I went ahead and quit to the main menu, and then I reloaded, I reloaded the save data, my previous save data. It's really dumb because it's just one save data for everything. There's no game data and there's no save data. In like the PS3 days, or even on PS4, I think it separates game data from save data. The game data is like your menu settings and like your configurations and all that sort of stuff. And your save data is just for your saves. So I thought that's what was going on, but it's not. It's just one save data. So, yeah, always make sure that you're, saving stuff to the cloud with what you want. So like after every level, after every like important decision and stuff like that, just go ahead and save it to the cloud. And then if you fuck up, or anything gets overwritten, you could always just reload. Because I think if you quick save, I think the quick saves are like maybe 40. I think it was like an hour. I'm gonna say an hour. A quick save, you can go back an hour to that that save data. If you quick save, and then an hour from now you fuck up, you can quick load to that quick save an hour ago. And then the checkpoints, that's the autosave feature. But it's just really dumb how you can only have one save data at a time. You can only have the quick save. So that's your only save that you can have as a backup. So you have your checkpoints, your quick saves, and then your cloud quick save. So yeah, I was really annoyed at that Volga level. I replayed it one time, Duke died. Played it a second time, Duke was saved. I didn't have collectibles. I played it a third time. I got the collectibles, but I overwrote my data, so that was gone. I played it a fourth time, but I actually let it save over my chapter select. So no matter what, at that point I was screwed. I had to use my my cloud data at that point, because I was fucked. I didn't want to continue with, no armor and no weapon attachments. You know what I mean? So I had to, at that point, use my cloud data. And then after that, after I had my cloud data again, then I had to play it another time, just for collectibles. So, I started at to the beginning. I was back at square one, where I had Duke saved, but I didn't have collectibles. So I had to go through it again. But this time, not use my cloud data to overwrite anything. Don't do that. After you get collectibles, and not beat the chapter, or it will overwrite your overall chapter progress. So that was a big learning experience for me. Spent a long time at that Volga level. Trust me, pain in the ass. And that's 2 hours every damn time I did that. Just doing collectibles. Just speed running through it, only doing collectibles. And then I had to, of course, go through the story again. Because there was a collectible, like on the bridge mission, there was, yeah, so I had to get to the bridge mission again just to get that final postcard. So I pretty much had to beat the whole chapter again every time that I did that. So yeah, that was a pain in the ass. So yeah, I spent like maybe, first playthrough, second playthrough, third playthrough, fourth playthrough, and then fifth playthrough. Yeah, 5 playthroughs of that Vogue chapter. 5. I spent all day yesterday since I woke up till 2 a.m. last night. Yeah. So sorry about that. Sorry about that rant. I know a lot of people don't watch the Metro Exodus videos, but I just wanted to let you know there's a really big issue with this game as far as that is concerned.
Comrade Minister, Commander of the Joint Special Operations Forces Squadron of the City of Moscow, Colonel Miller, reporting. I would like to request that my people are provided with temporary quarters and supplies, as there are women and children among us. Still, our fighters are in top shape and ready for action.
Women and children? Good. Haven't had those in a while.
Who are you?
Yep, I mean, anything was up. Yo, I'm sure that's getting carried.
What the? Where am I? Where are the others?
Everything is going as planned. Everyone is fine. So far.
So far? I demand a meeting with the Minister of Defense, now!
Do not worry. Everything will be just fine. And even better. The Minister and the Chief himself are expecting you for dinner.
Dinner? What the hell? Are you fucking mocking me?
Shut up! The doctor is talking.
Where is the government answer?
All here, Colonel. All here. We are the government you people deserve.
Don't you dare, you fuck! You're just fucking cannibals!
Calm down. We'll get jaundice like this. And believe me, nobody likes that bitter taste. The girl will have to wait, though. We must run the tests first. I don't like that cough of
Untie
hers.
my hands, you motherfucker, and I'll shove those tests so far up your ass, you'll be spitting them.
Watch your tone, young lady. Do as that young man does. He woke up long ago, but quietly listens to wise people talk.
You fucker! Let me go!
So, Colonel, now you will pick up the radio and tell the rest of your people on the train to come here. If you don't want her to suffer for a really long time before she is served. You understand? And here I was hoping for an intelligent conversation for a change. Alas. That's not a problem, though, since this nice young man will surely do it instead. He won't dare be contradictory once we're done with you. Well, nice meeting you and all. Yakov, you may start.
I'll get you even after I'm dead.
That may well happen, Colonel. I could choke on you or something. In the meantime, I'll excuse myself.
Come here! I'll rip you all apart! Every last one of you should have done that before the war! But I'll get you now! Burn this tongue to ashes! So I'm not even the dirtiest bones!
Now we'll be full again. Good.
Artyom! Here. Colonel, sir. I think that's enough.
Start the main elevator!
Elevator on the move!
Yes, sir! Well done! I got a treat for you here, you damn freaks!
So this is trophy for 750. Give these guys. I'm trying to do it right now. There we go. Bodies everywhere.
Take it.
There we go. Got the trophy, guys.
Come on, let's go!
Five hat from geekstores.com.
Just like our old D6. Even the lift is the same exactly.
True, and quite fortunate. This way, we can hope to find Anna. Still, the complex is huge. 10 minutes at most. So, we'll have to split up. Sam, you check the filter room, the generator hall, and the storage. Idiot, you come with me to the command center. Artyom, you take the barracks and the sick bay.
Yep. One second, guys. So yeah, I got my Devil May Cry hat, which I'm really excited about. So
let's go!
Follow me! Your floor, Artyom!
Just round it off. And there's a collectible somewhere in here. Okay. Cool. Oh. What's going on here? Make sure I didn't miss anything. Supposed to be cross space. Attachment. Alright, and then music swap. Turn the lights. Okay, just got a new scope of some kind.
Mate!
Let's go back this way. Unless we got some sort of glitch here. Can't stand up. Can I go back out of the hole? yeah, this game needs a lot of work still. We got a postcard here. And a diary. Yeah, I think that's it. So just hold on. Following a guide just to find what other collectibles are. Yeah, I mean it's not really ideal for someone's first playthrough. It's all about exploration and being rewarded for that exploration, sure. But I really do not. But the way the game is laid out, I really do not want to try doing that and just make the game harder for myself.
You see? Meet the way! We can't get to the other one too hot! I want me now!
Alright, so from what I can understand, there is a collectible in this room. I cannot go in there now. So, yeah, that's really dumb. So let's see here. Do a quick load. So there's like chapter select, but there's not like sort of something above that to where you can actually choose where exactly, you know, in the level you want to get put. You know, like if you wanted to start outside or if you wanted to start in here. And I just have to replay the whole chapter again. It's really annoying for a game like this, which is supposed to be a narrative-driven game. So they should allow something beyond just whole chapter select. Each chapter, like that Volga chapter, is like 10 hours, 8 hours on like, if you're really looking through every nook and cranny, trying to find everything, not following a guide. Yeah, you're gonna spend like 8 hours on it. You know what I mean? It's really ridiculous. What would have happened if I had not quick saved? You know what I mean? Like I would have had to replayed this entire beginning part of the game just to get this damn, you know, collectible. It really annoying. So yeah, I believe don't have to get that postcard again. because it saves. 8. Okay. So I got that stuff, so yeah. Yeah, it looks like it auto saves collectibles. You don't need to do this, quick save or whatever. Alright, so where we were. This time, I'm gonna go straight ahead.
Why did you shoot there?
There's room here. This? Oh, this is it. Oh, you fucking at? Where are you? Oh, I just went through that guy's eyes. it does. Oh, we're getting a lot of weapon attachments.
Attention, Spartan! The command center is ours. Rally here if comms fail, idiot. Figure out the door and lift controls. Lock down all the passages we don't need. Let those freaks run around. Get that?
Alright, so this is after the room with the red flashing lights. Oh no, I thought I saw a Molotov around here. We're gonna climb on some boxes on our right.
He's up there! Look! People like this!
That was fun. A lot of medicines. That is fucking pinned to the wall. A lot of meds in here. Clothing. Anna.
Artyom, I knew. Behind you.
There is always one like you, a hero. You're not saving anyone, just like the others. So just
freeze.
Yes.
Let him go.
Don't kill me.
Now.
Remember what I told you. There was an
Enough chatter.
Good job, Anna.
Are you all right, Artyom? Thank God. Let's report to the Colonel. Dad, it's me.
Anna, are you okay? Where are you?
I'm in the sick bay. Artyom found me.
There's an elevator straight down the corridor. It goes right to the command center.
Let's go. Not too fast, though. I need to catch my breath a bit.
Postcard. Nice. There's dead bodies everywhere.
This whole situation, though. I thought we wouldn't see anything worse than that cult on the Volga. And that Silentius with his damn fanatics.
But no, it appears there was still space for growth.
We could have gotten killed there. We almost got eaten here.
That bastard. Unbelievable. To think he used to be a doctor. Don't matter. We'll see what happens now. We did survive him, after all.
I'm all right.
Who could have known? Who knew these creatures here kept eating people for 20 years? Could you imagine that? I'm sorry. I got carried away like a greenhorn recruit. The minister was going to see me. Conceit made me complacent. I even saluted those ghouls. Some fucking ark. These monsters had it made here, like the Watchers in Moscow. Those keep people on the ground with their deceit. But these...
All right, but what do we do now?
I'll be damned if I know, Anna. No idea. Have you found anything, idiot?
Their defense sites, HQs, all the information is outdated. All links are long gone. Still, the ones that light up worked for at least a few years after the war.
What's down there?
It's Caspian 1, a comm center. There's one more just like that in Novosibirsk.
Are you going to drag us to some other bunker?
I don't know, Anna. We have to make the decision together.
It's quite hot in here.
Did you get everything you could, idiot? Believe me.
I'll finish breaking everything here. Come on. Okay, all done. It all worked out this time, didn't it?
It worked out. It really did. My concern is what if next time it doesn't?
You're right, of course. But do you intend to live forever?
Of course not. All the more reason to strive and spend more time of what is allotted to me with that guy over there. I'm really attached.
That I understand.
That's how the collectibles go.
It's about to enough to carry it back.
Looks like this place is completely over. Time to go find the real government bunker, I guess.
Oh, to think I believed those pricks from Hansa. I believed that Moscow was controlled by the HQ, that we were under occupation, that we were still in war, that there were generals here giving orders. What an idiot, suka!
I will repeat my question. What do we do now?
Could we go back to Moscow? Tell them the truth about the war. The government.
They'll shoot us on approach. And even if we do break through, what can we do against Hansa? Who'd believe us with no proof?
What about going back to Volga? We could live there.
What do we do about the locals? They weren't exactly happy to see us there. Do we kill them all? Is anybody here up for that?
Back in Moscow, Artyom had been dreaming of finding a habitable place and building a colony there. Isn't it time we got to it?
The idea is good. But how do we find the place? Just keep traveling? The Aurora needs an overhaul. What do we do if it breaks down?
Satellites.
What satellites? You want to leave the fucking planet?
There's a satellite communication center on the Caspian Sea. It survived the war.
Oh. And if we gain access to the data collected by the satellites...
We won't have to travel around with it. Radiation level maps, even your regular satellite photos could really help us out here.
That's an idea.
What if there is something worse than cannibals there?
But first, we're going to be really careful this time. And second, does anyone have any better ideas?
I don't.
Well, I guess we've got ourselves a new plan.
Artyom, shall we look for that place you wanted? Sound the horn, then.
3 months on the road, 3 months of constant trial. But after Yamantau, we are ready for anything fate can throw at us. Mere kilometers separate us from the Caspian One communication center. Will the maps within yield a spot free from radiation, where we could finally settle in peace? I don't know. But what's left for us but hope? The desert is taking its toll. The crew suffers from heat and thirst, and the Aurora is not in her top form. We're out of coal and had to switch to burning available fuel. Old cross ties and twigs.
So in this stage, I believe there's captives or slaves. Not sure how many slaves on this stage, or Demir won't make it.
I'm not in love with this place. Nothing but sand and heat. I feel like shit here. Artyom, a car! Somehow, I don't like this welcome either. Let's go.
I see. How are the men doing, Demir?
Stepan is the worst of the others are not so well either. Only us here are still in fighting shape.
Look at the train, it's covered with dirt.
see. We'll need to address that too. Anna, Damir, one more task. Look for water and fuel. Will do. Get the men ready. We need to set up defenses.
Roger that.
See you soon. Just try to be careful, all right?
Artyom, we have to learn who those men with the car are. They do look like regular bandits, but we can't take risks here. The car was headed for the village. Looks like they have a comms relay there, and it should hold some info, which is just what we need now. Move out as soon as you're ready. Crest, can your rail car pull the train?
It might, but really slowly and not for too long. The engine is too weak for the weight, and we don't have much diesel left.
Well, if we had enough diesel, the Aurora wouldn't be needing any help.
How so?
Its firebox was originally designed for taking coal, but it also has high-temperature lining and liquid fuel jets installed.
Why didn't you say so before?
Because you never asked.
Is the injection system in working order?
I would need to check it.
Well, take Crest and run the checks.
Oh yeah, we'll take care of it, chick-chock, no problem. But that ain't giving us no diesel.
Judging how the locals drive around, it will be much easier to get our hands on diesel than coal around here.
What about the water? Can't run without it, but our tanks are dry.
Let's handle problems in the order of their appearance.
All right, let's go check those fuel sprinklers now. I bet they all need cleaning or something.
Let's go.
Now, where is that bunker, I wonder? Artyom, abandoned village, building with an antenna. Check who went there. We'll be waiting for an update from you.
Opa, we'll have to do something about this too.
Noted. Move on to the next.
This one is okay.
Artyom, abandoned village, building with an antenna. Check who went there. We'll be waiting for an update from you.
All clear.
So, how'd you find the premises, idiot?
Looks like it used to house a ticket office and lockers. Full of garbage now. Could use some cleaning.
Are you going out? Look here, then. This is something I finished just now. Well, I hollowed out a couple of T-Har bullets and filled them with explosive. Some explosive ammo right there. Now, you can do it yourself. It's quite simple. Don't forget to clean your guns regularly. With all the sand around.
Yeah, that's gonna be a real bitch. Yeah, there's the machine gun there.
Artyom! Wait, I'm coming with you. I think I could use a little walk right now.
Styopa, you can hardly walk. You'd better rest while it's
Opa.
not your shift.
Got a nickname already?
Well, Artyom, I really do feel kinda under the weather now. Maybe next time.
You're right. Artyom and Damir are going out for a simple recon, not a fight.
And what if they get attacked?
Then they'll retreat back to base where you and Sam cover them. So you should rest now.
Yes. You're right, Katya.
Lucky bastard. Oh. So.
How is Stepan doing?
He's got a sunstroke. And he's dehydrated to boot. We should let him rest in a cool place.
The boys are checking the station building now. We'll put him there once they're done.
Oh, I hope they finish soon.
Damn, the sun is having a ball today.
Okay, set up the perimeter. You, get to the back of the train. Idiot, you get the engine. I'll clean the place up, then we'll bring Stepan. It's cooler than in the train.
Your word is law, my liege. Shall I commence now?
Commence!
Okay, I be off then.
Alyosha's trying too hard. Is he overheating? Too much sun, perhaps?
We're all overheating here. I'll relieve him once we get Stepan here.
Yeah, we'll handle that. Well, I'm off too.
Artyom, we can handle it here.
Anything else in this building here? Oh.
Artyom, we can handle it here.
Don't know about this one. Seems weird. But I can't put a finger on it. Make a note there.
I thought you were going the other way, Artyom.
Nah, I told you they need cleaning.
Do you see that building with the antenna? The car went that way. Be careful out there, though. We don't know what to expect from the locals.
That's a body up there.
Artyom, looks like a storm is brewing. The sky's all black.
Abandoned church. Like they offer their guests a meeting as worship. man, looks like all that over there is explorable as well. Coming out here. Alright, I'm gonna end the stream here, guys. See you on the next video. Yeah, sorry about that rant. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you on the next one.
This one I like. Shiny and new. Perfect. At least something is in order.